Hello my dear students. So in this unit, first of all, let us see the definition of inner product space, and then we will move towards some examples of an inner product space. Now just remember that whatever inner product space we are discussing right now, so over here we need a vector space, but in our syllabus we are taking vector space over R only. So whatever definition of inner product space is there, and whatever the vector space is involved in the inner product space, remember that whenever I say vector space or a inner product space, it means that it is over a vector space over R only. I mean it is over a real vector space only. When you go in higher classes, your vector space is over some field K. Okay, but in this case our vector space is over R only, and therefore if you want I will write over here an inner product space on a vector space over R, to be more precise, somewhat like this. Okay, it will be much better. Yeah, is a map somewhat like this, satisfying the following properties. So therefore this alpha has been taken from R. So this is due to what? Since this is a vector space over R, so therefore this alpha is taken from R. If your vector space is over certain field, some field, then in this case over here it is going to be that field. The scalars are going to be from that field. So remember, in order to understand the conditions of inner product space, we need three elements of a vector space and one scalar, that is from our field. So the first condition is inner product of x with itself is always greater equal 0. I mean whenever you take inner product of x with itself, it is either going to be 0 or strictly greater than 0. And it says something more also. Inner product is equal to 0 if and only if x is equal to 0. So inner product of x with x is equal to 0 if and only if what? X is equal to 0. I mean if you take inner product of x with x and you know that that this x is non-zero, then you can directly say that it is guaranteed that this inner product of x with x is going to be strictly greater than 0. Is that okay? So when this inner product of x with x is equal to 0, it is possible if and only if x is equal to 0. That is what the first condition is saying. And if you know the x is non-zero, then you can say this, that it is going to be strictly greater than 0. Now what is the second condition is saying that inner product of x with y is always equal to inner product of y with x. So just keep it in mind, means first of all find inner product of x with y and then find inner product of y with x, and both always comes equal. Okay, this is the meaning. We will see the example, then it will be more clear to you. Third property is really interesting, which is actually in the last unit we have seen one example of a bilinear map, I think, where we have talked about inner product. So this was the inner product that we were talking about. So third property says that inner product of x plus z with y is equal to inner product of x with y plus inner product of z with y. So what do we do is we keep this y fixed and we distribute the first coordinate of the inner product. So you can see that whatever this plus sign is there, it comes from here. X is present over here. This plus has appeared here, and this z is over here, and this y coordinate has been fixed, which is as it is. So this is also true for the second coordinate, and therefore over here it is given that inner product of x y plus z with y plus z is equal to inner product of x. Now over here first coordinate is fixed and we are distributing the second coordinate, so it is inner product of x with y plus inner product of x with z. Very beautiful property, the third one. And the last one is interesting, one more is there. Okay, so what is the meaning of last property? Fourth one is inner product of alpha x with y is equal to, I mean if you are having a real number attached to some coordinate, either in first coordinate or second coordinate, so that real number can be taken outside the sign of the inner product, and this is equal to alpha times inner product of x with y. Now this is not possible only for first coordinate, it is also possible for second coordinate also, which is not mentioned here. So inner product of x with alpha y will be equal to what? Alpha times inner product of x with y. Is that okay? So this property also holds for the second coordinate. I mean in the second coordinate, if we are having some real number involved, then that real number can be taken out. So if all these four conditions are satisfied by certain map from V cross V to R, then we say that that map is an inner product on a vector space V, and that is how we denote it. V together with the inner product is called as the inner product space, but from here onwards we are only going to use the term inner product space. Whenever we say inner product space, it means that there is certain function, just I will repeat it again. Whenever you say that V is an inner product space, it means that there is a function denoted by like this from V cross V to R satisfying these four properties. Is that okay? So now let us go for a few examples of the inner product spaces where we have to verify all these properties. So first one. So first example that we are going to discuss is we are going to prove that this R2 is the inner product space, and this idea can be extended to R raised to n also. How it can be extended I will tell you. Now what is done here is two elements from R2 has been taken, x1 x2 and y is y1 y2 belonging to R2. Then see how this inner product space is defined. X1 multiplied by y1 plus x2 multiplied by y2 means the product of first coordinate has been taken plus the product of second coordinates has been taken. So this idea can be extended to R3 also. How? So if I am having x is equal to x1 x2 x3 and y is equal to y1 y2 and y3, then how this inner product will be defined? Then this inner product will be defined. Now it is not right to say that it is an inner product over here only, because we have not proved it yet. So I will say how this map will be defined. It will be x1 y1 plus x2 y2, second coordinate इकडचा second coordinate घेतला plus now take third coordinate from here, third coordinate from here, so plus x3 y3. Now you can see that this is in the case when vector space is equal to R3. Now same idea can be extended to what V is equal to R raised to n also. Therefore we can say that this R raised to n is a inner product space also with respect to this inner product, and this inner product has a special name. It is called as a dot product. Okay, and why it is called as dot product, if you want I will write it over here. The meaning is we are simply taking a dot product of what means we are simply taking multiplication of what x1 multiplied by y1 plus x2 multiplied by y2. It is simply the component wise multiplication, and therefore it is also called as dot product, and sometimes it is denoted by x dot y also. So I mean x dot y is equal to what x1 y1 plus x2 y2, somewhat like this. Okay, now let us verify the properties one by one. Now in order to prove that this is a inner product space, we need three elements of a vector space. But what is our vector space over here? R2. So we'll need three elements of R2. Two elements are already given, so we'll need one more, and we'll need one scalar, that is alpha. So just I will say here let x is equal to x1 x2, y is equal to y1 y2, and z is equal to z1 z2 belonging to R2 be any element belonging to R2, and we need one alpha, and alpha belonging to R be any element. Now one by one we have to prove that four properties. So going for the first property. Now see there may be some MCQs in use some value of x, they say 1 minus 2, y is equal to 3 4, and they will ask you that what is the inner product of xy. Okay, then you should be able to do it. So how you are going to do it? So this will be equal to some now since inner product is defined in this way, just take 3 multiplied by 1, that is 3, plus minus 2 multiplied by 4, that is minus 8, and this is equal to 3 minus 8, and that is nothing but minus 5. But note the definition of inner product may change. If my definition of inner product is somewhat different, that is given in the second example, I will show you 1 minus 2 3 4. Yeah, if the inner product is like this, then 1 minus 2 and 3 4, then if this is my x and if this is my y, now in this case inner product of x with y will be different. It depends how the inner product is defined, right? So actually this is my x1, this is my x2, this is my y1, this is my y2. What will be my inner product in this case? In this case my inner product will be just some square, since it is just the rough part. So this will be y1 first of all. So y1 is 3 inside the bracket, x1 is 1 plus 2, x2 is minus 2 plus y2 is 4, twice x1 is 1 only, so 2, and x2 is minus 2, so 5 multiplied by minus 2 will be minus 10, and you can simplify it, it will be 3, 1 minus 4 plus 4, 2 minus 10 is minus 8, and this 1 minus 4 is minus 3, so this will be equal to 3 multiplied by minus 3 plus I think it was a 32, so minus 32, so minus 32 minus 9, and answer is minus 41. So in this way the you can find the inner product of two vectors from the vector space, and obviously provided the inner product is given. So same can be done for the second example also, but second example is interesting. You may be given the value of f of t as t, g of t as some t square, and they will ask you to find inner product of f with j is equal to question mark. Then how you are supposed to do it? Idea is again the same. So how to do it? Yeah, it can be done as, so it will be inner product of f with g will be equal to integration minus pi to pi f of t multiplied by g of t will be t cube dt. We simply solve this integration, that is t raised to 4 upon 4, and limits will vary from minus pi to pi, and get the answer. Okay, so it depends how the inner product is defined. Okay, and by using that inner product you can definitely find inner product of two particular elements of what? A vector space. Now let us verify all the properties of the inner product for this particular example, and let us prove that it is an inner product space. So first of all we have to find inner product of x with x. I'll say consider inner product of x with x. Since we have to prove that it is greater equal 0 first of all, so will be equal to what? Since we are already having the value of x as x1 x2, so see how inner product is defined. This is important to understand. So we are taking inner product of x with y as x1 चा पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट, x चा पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट, y चा पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट, दॅट इज y1, त्यांचं प्रोडक्ट घेतो आपण. पण आता इथे आपण इनर प्रोडक्ट ऑफ x स्वतः बरोबर घेतोय, म्हणजे x1 चं प्रोडक्ट x1 बरोबरच घेणार, म्हणून इथे x1 स्क्वेअर येईल प्लस काय येईल x2 स्क्वेअर, आणि दिस इज क्लिअरली ग्रेटर इक्वल 0, कारण की हा जो x1 आहे तो रियल नंबर आहे, म्हणून x1 स्क्वेअर ग्रेटर इक्वल 0 असणार, तो निगेटिव्ह नसणार. Similarly x2 square सुद्धा greater equal 0 असणार, so therefore this quantity will be greater equal 0. I'll write like this, and this is what? Greater equal 0. That is what we wanted to prove. Now the next question is inner product of x with x is equal to 0 if and only if x is equal to 0. That is what we have to prove. So I'll write here inner product of x is equal to 0 if and only if, what is the value of inner product of x with x? The value is x1 square plus x2 square. So if and only if x1 square plus x2 square is equal to 0, if and only if x1 square is equal to 0, since both are non-negative, x2 square is equal to 0, if and only if what? x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 0, and that is if and only if your x1 x2, that is nothing but x, is equal to what? 0 comma 0, and that is what we wanted to prove, right? So first property is verified. Now we will go for the second property. Observe what is second property. We have to prove that inner product of x with y is equal to inner product of y with x. So second one, so second to show inner product of x with y is equal to inner product of y with x. So I'll consider LHS, that is inner product of x with y. So inner product of x with y is equal to x1 y1 plus x2 y2. See how it is defined. We are having, I will write in the side margin, x as x1 x2, and we are having y as y1 y2. So how the inner product of x with y is defined? x1 multiplied by y1 plus x2 multiplied by y2. So in order to prove that, it is equal to inner product of y with x. So how will inner product of y with x look like? So now since y is appearing first, correct? So पहिल्यांदी y च्या टर्म्स येणार, isn't it? So it will be y1 multiplied by x1, y1 multiplied by x1 plus what? y2 multiplied by x2. I hope you are getting my point. कारण की inner product of x with y कसा डिफाइन केला आहे? x1 y1 plus x2 y2. म्हणजे जो आधी येतो x त्याचा पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट घेतला आणि नंतरचा जो y येतो त्याचा पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट घेतला आणि त्यांचा प्रोडक्ट घेतलाय ना. पण इथे तो y आधी येतोय म्हणजे आपण y चा पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट काय y1 तो आधी येणार आणि नंतर x चा जो पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट आहे x1 तो येणार, म्हणून इथे y1 x1 आलेला आहे. So it is y1 x1 plus what y2 x2. So that is what I have to move towards. But that can be easily done, okay? Because the same equation is exactly same as what? This can be written as y1 x1 plus y2 x2. Because when you talk about real numbers, if you take any two real numbers, then 5 multiplied by 10 for example is same as 10 multiplied by 5. So that property can be used. It is called as commutative property, and which is exactly equal to inner product of y with x, and that is our right hand side. Was simple, right? Now we will go for our third property. So in third property we are supposed to do two things, that is inner product of x plus z with y and inner product of x with y plus z. Okay, so whatever notation you use, that doesn't matter, just you have to prove the properties are important. So third one to show, so we have to show two things. A, inner product of x with y plus z is equal to inner product of x with y plus inner product of x with z. And B, what we have to show, inner product of I guess x plus y with z is equal to inner product of x with z plus inner product of y with z. See, notation doesn't matter. The ultimate aim is to prove this, that inner product can be distributed in second coordinate as well as first coordinate. That is the aim. So over here the notations were used as x plus z y and x y plus z. You use any notation, इथे x plus y लिहिलं तरी चाललं असतं, x plus y with z. त्यानंतर मग थोडेसे इथे चेंजेस झाले असते, x with z आला असतं आणि प्लस y with z झाला असतं, isn't it? So that is okay. So now A, first of all पहिल्यांदा आपल्याला y plus z ची किंमत लागेल. So A प्रूव्ह करूया पहिल्यांदा. So we have, what is our y plus z? Our y plus z is equal to it will be, since our y is y1 y2 and what is our z? Our z is z1 z2. So therefore my y plus z will be y1 plus z1 comma y2 plus z2, isn't it? So the point over here is, see how is the inner product defined once again. Okay, if you want I will just write it here for the understanding purpose. X जर x1 y1 असेल, x1 x2 असेल आणि y जर y1 y2 असेल, then inner product of x with y is defined as x1 y1 plus x2 y2. म्हणजे x चा पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट मल्टिप्लाइड बाय y चा पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट. आता हे a प्रूव्ह करण्यासाठी I will consider the left hand side. I will say consider LHS and I have to prove that it is equal to RHS. So my RHS is inner product of x with y plus z. आता आपण y plus z का बरं शोधला, कारण की मला इथे y plus z ची किंमत लागते. तर बी पार्ट मध्ये आपल्याला x plus y ची किंमत लागणार ना, त्या केस मध्ये मी x plus y शोधणार. इज दॅट फाईन? So this will be equal to, so what will be this inner product? So x चा पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट x1 आहे म्हणून x1 येईल मल्टिप्लाइड बाय y प्लस z चा पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट काय y1 प्लस z1 प्लस आता x चा दुसरा कोऑर्डिनेट काय x2 आणि y प्लस z चा दुसरा कोऑर्डिनेट काय y2 प्लस z2 असं येईल, विच इज फर्दर इक्वल टू x1 आत टाका, सो x1 y1 प्लस x1 z1 प्लस x2 y2 plus what x2 z2. Now simple adjustment is there. We will combine the terms of x and y together. X and y in the sense xy is involved, and then xz and xz. Okay. So this is equal to, x1 y1 plus x2 y2 plus x1 z1 plus x2 z2. If you want I will give some brackets over here. And if you observe it carefully, this is nothing but inner product of x with y, and this is nothing but inner product of x with z, and that is nothing but our RHS. Is that okay? And that is what we wanted to prove. So I'll leave B part for homework to you, which can be done. Okay. Now we will go for fourth part of our theorem. And in the fourth part, what we have to show is to show two things. A, inner product of alpha x with y is equal to alpha times inner product of x with y, and B, what we have to show is inner product of x with alpha y is equal to alpha times inner product of x with y. Logic is same for both, so one I will do it for you, the next one you are supposed to do as homework. So over here, now a part, solution of a part. Now see, what I need is, here I need the value of alpha x. So I'll say we have alpha x is equal to, we already know the value of x as x1 x2. So if you put the alpha inside, it will be alpha x1 comma alpha x2. So now I will consider LHS. So my LHS over here is inner product of alpha x with y, inner product of alpha x with y, which is further equal to, आता अल्फा एक्स चा पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट येईल आधी अल्फा x1 आणि मग y चा पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट दॅट इज y1 प्लस आता अल्फा एक्स चा दुसरा कोऑर्डिनेट येईल दॅट इज अल्फा x2 आणि y चा दुसरा कोऑर्डिनेट काय y2. सो विच इज इक्वल टू अल्फा कॉमन घेता येईल, मग आत काय राहील x1 y1 प्लस x2 y2 and which is equal to alpha. And what is this x1 y1 plus x2 y2 is exactly the inner product of x with y, and that is nothing but the RHS. Okay, now B part I leave it to you, that is homework. Okay,